But Keith Waters, he listed a follow up wanting us to make comment and read and explain John 8:42 through 46. And I say it's follow up because it's the idea of being born of the devil. You are your father, the devil. So I'm going to go back to John 8:42. It says, Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. You ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar, and the father of it. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not, which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? Now, Keith, I mean, great. I'm glad you brought this passage in, because I think that's a good discussion, but it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Why were they of the Father? It wasn't, look at verse 43. Why did they not understand him? Because you cannot hear my words? That's not a figurative, literal, not figurative, literal. That's not a literal that they cannot hear. It's that they refuse to listen because of their heart.
I hear you, but are you listening to me? That we use phrases like that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's not penetrating.
And you got to go back, and it talks about verse 31 and going through here is talking about being of Abraham's seed, being of the Father. And he's saying, I came from him, and the people that obey me and listen to me, they are of the Father. But you are refusing me. You won't listen to me because you're of the devil. Now, whenever it says you're the father of lies, what's that mean? Whenever he says right here, he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. He's the source of that sin. And I think this kind of goes back.
Deception, yeah.
Yeah, the deception. He
Genesis
is the
3.
tempter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this really goes back to our question about, free will and heaven and the idea of sin. And, Satan will be gone. He will be destroyed at this point in time, to not be the father of sin, to not be the father of a lie anymore. Those that are of him will not be present. And so, anything you want to add on that? I mean, I think we kind of talked about that earlier, but I think that is a specific application of the verse.
You did hit verse 31. Did you hit that? 31 and 32.
Well, I made reference. I didn't read all of it. Go ahead and read it if you want to.
Okay, because that's kind of what set all that up is, if you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. And that offended them. They got it. That's where this conversation came from, and that's why he's explaining to them, you don't understand because you're, as you just said, you're not listening to me. So let me just break it down for you. That's basically what you get in verse 42 and down. Is he's saying, let me just break this down for you and explain who you really are.
Jeff?
And also, it mentions they answered, we be Abraham's seed and were never in bondage to any man. How sayest thou, ye shall be made free? So they denied that they were in bondage. But then verse 39, and we referred to this a while back, I didn't get to the second part. It says, they answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. They were of the physical lineage of Abraham. But then Jesus said unto them, if ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. They would be obedient. Yeah.
And that's going back to that figurative aspect of children. In
That's
other words,
right.
if you followed, his faithfulness, he believed in God and he did what he's supposed to do. You're not doing that.
So they were the physical descendants of Abraham, but the spiritual children of Satan.
Oh, wow.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
That's a great explanation
That's
right there.
Yeah.
Keith, I appreciate your compliment.